Did you realise that you had a problem with dyslexia? Because in those days, it wasn't even.
Do you know what? I always knew. Now
you knew there was something wrong.
You always knew. Now, but inside, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be stupid. I'm preparing. My pencils are sharpened. I have them all neatly lined up. Why am I not doing well? On the outside, people are saying, oh, you're lazy, you're not living up to your potential. It was only when I was 31, when my oldest son, Jed, was tested, that I knew I had something with a name.
31?
31. Didn't read a book, did not read a novel until I was in my 30s. I used to take the novels we had to read in high school, and I would drop water on them so that they would crinkle up, so it looked like I was using that book within an inch of its life. And now with First News, I tour the nation. This is our, it's a wonderful newspaper for kids.
So when you were acting and learning scripts, what did you do?
Well, I was embarrassed a lot. Especially when you do a situational comedy, you have to read that script along with the rest of the cast so the producers can hear it. I would stumble, and I would make fun, and I would ad-lib, and I would do anything to cover.
So is that where all the mugging came from with the Fonz?
Yeah, well, you know, well, I like to think I don't mug.
You know what I mean?
Acting.
Yeah, I do. But, you know, yes, the attitude was everybody that I wanted to be that I wasn't. The Fonz was just so much fun to play, you know, and then out of that came Hank Zipser, the world's greatest underachiever.
But the character of the Fonz then came in part from your inability to read a script, that you developed. You were saying you were ad-libbing the character.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what I would do is, what I always tell the children, where there is a will, there is a way. You know, I couldn't read, so I read the script over and over very slowly until I was able to just absorb it.
You've seen how schools in the UK deal with children in dyslexia.
Yes.
Is it different to how they deal with dyslexia in the
Children
States?
are children are children. And there are some extraordinary teachers in the UK, from Ireland all the way down, who really understand the child who learns differently. There are other teachers that really need to get on board. But a teacher, to me, has the hardest job.
It's a huge relief, really, that so many children now then have been diagnosed with dyslexia and you can deal with it. It's also sad in a way that so many people of our generation, previous generations, were consigned to the scrap heap of education.
And that's the problem. There are so many children, if they are not recognized right away, they drop right through the cracks.
I'm really interested that you used a phrase, children who learn differently.
Yes, that's right.
So how do children with dyslexia learn differently? What's the best tool to use?
For every child, there is a whole different set of rules. It could be that I learn through my ears. Learning through my eyes was almost impossible. You know, the words would jumble on a page. I would miss words. I can't spell. I can't sound words out. And it's hereditary. You know, it's passed on through the genes. So a kid doesn't wake up in the morning and go, I think I'm going to be disruptive today. They're doing the best they can. Here's what I think. You cannot just celebrate the top 10% of students. There is the bottom 10% of students who are allergic to school, who are not going to get school, but they are great with their hands. They're great with their bodies. They're great with imagination. You know, the kids in the top 10 are going to be doctors. They're not going to build their own home. The other kids are going to plaster their home. They're going to plumb their home. They're going to paint their home. They are brilliant at what they do. Why don't we celebrate them?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always great talking to you, Henry, because you're so positive.
Yes.
Thank you. I love being here too.
Well, and clearly it made a big difference as well.
Thank
you very much.
And can I just thank the Queen?
Of course you can.
Of course
Look,
you can.
she's over there watching on.
She's watching.
You know, you're really, this is the greatest thing.
Camera 5. She's watching Camera 5.
She is. Camera 5.
Camera
There
5.
you are. Hi, how are you? How are the corgis? Can I just say, I love this a lot. Thank you.
Invite him home, would you, Your Majesty? He's charming.
She'll have you around for tea now. Definitely.
Really? Now, I can't talk to her unless she talks to me, right?
That's right. Oh,
Okay,
there's a whole
So you've blown it.
protocol
Now
thing
you've just
to go
blown
through.
it. Oh well. There we go.
He can
Never-
be as
I'm
quiet
not
as a
saying
mouse.
word.
Henry, thank you.
Thank you for
Always
being so
a pleasure
lovely.
talking to you.
okay.
It really is.